Hello, everybody, and welcome to your first step into the wonderful world of moles. Moles are this magical chemistry thing, and we are going to work on it for the rest of the year. It's going to take us a while to understand, but we're going to work on it really hard together, and you're going to be a mole expert sooner than you even know it. So these are mole islands, and if you understand this picture, then you will be set for moles. So there are all of these different islands. And in order to travel from one island to the other, if I wanted to go from Mass to Mole Island, I have to pay the toll that's written on the bridge. If I wanted to go from Volume to Moles, I need the numbers that are written on the bridge between them. So this image tells you how to travel between these different islands just by using the number that's written on the bridge. After you do all of these mole questions, then sig figs are coming back. You thought they were going away. But what you'll do after we finish a mole question is you'll round your answer to the correct number of sig figs. And basically it'll be whatever you start with is what you end with. If you forgot sig fig stuff, no worries. Click here on this link. It'll take you back to that handout and you can get a review. You'll also need to make sure you include a unit on every answer. We don't like naked numbers. Okay, so every answer has to have a unit on it. So let's start with moles and liters. And so let's first talk about, well, wait, what is a mole? What's going on? So a mole is a unit for counting like a dozen, right? If I tell you I want a dozen eggs, you'd bring me 12 eggs and I would say thanks. But this is what chemists use as our way of counting. So we know that 1 mole equals 22.4 liters of a substance. That tells us the volume or how much space that substance will take up. Well, why do we have to do this? Why do we use moles? Atoms are too small to see or measure individually. Even if I used a really powerful microscope, I couldn't see atoms or molecules. So chemists need a common way of measuring the amounts of atoms and substances that we have. Okay, so in order for us to convert between moles and liters, you'll use what are called conversion factors. And it's the same numbers, right? I see 1 mole and I see 22.4 liters. And sometimes that's going to get flipped upside down where the liters goes on top and moles on bottom, but notice that the numbers travel with them, and that's okay. So let's try this out. In all of these examples between moles and liters, I'm moving between this mole island right here, and volume is the measurement for liters, right? So I'm traveling back and forth between these two islands, okay? So all of my calculations will use the numbers on the bridge. Once again, it's 1 with the mole and 22.4 liters, okay? So here's how this works. This says how many liters are contained within 3.04 moles, blah, 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 blah. Really, all you care about is the number. So find the number in the question, and that's always going to go on the top left. Okay, but we said we're not going to have any naked numbers. So this is 3.04 what's? Dollars or monkeys or sandwiches? No, it's 3.04 moles. Okay, you can write out moles or just do MOL like that. All right, you will never ever in your life ever swear on my little cute baby put anything underneath. So this box on the bottom left will always stay blank. All right, the important thing that happens here is whatever is up goes down. So see how I have mole as the unit on the top? If I throw a ball up in the air, it comes down. So moles on the top, I'm going to write moles on the bottom of the other side. Okay, mole up, mole down. Now, what was I trying to turn this into? It asks me how many liters. The thing that I'm looking for, which is liters, goes on the top. So I put an L, okay? Notice that I didn't do any numbers with those yet. I just put the units in there because now I can match the numbers. Wherever I write liters, look up here, liters always has to have a 22.4 with it. Regardless of where it is, that's the magic number for liters. Moles always gets a 1 written with it, okay? So you do the units first and then you put the numbers in. This is your beautiful conversion factor. But now we need to be like, well, I thought this was math. What do I actually do here? Okay. What's actually happening here is we are going to multiply the top 2 numbers. So if you even want to like write in the multiplication sign, right, you can 3.04 times 22.4, and then we divide down. So we times on the top and divide down. So if I put that in my calculator, and I would suggest you use Desmos because that's what you're used to for your math class, I would take that 3.04, my original number, times the number on the top was 22.4, and then divide down, there was a 1 on the bottom. So there's my answer. It's 68.096. So when you write your calculator answer, I want you to write the whole thing. I don't care how long it is, just write it, okay? Because now we've got to go back and think about sig figs, all right? My original answer or number that I was given right here, the 3.04, that is a Pacific number. The decimal is present, so I start counting from this left side. So I count the 3, the 0, the 4. So this has 3 sig figs. Okay, so I need to make this calculator answer 3 sig figs. Well, the third sig fig, the 6, the 8, oh, it's right here at the 0. Okay, so that means I have to decide, is this 0 going to stay or round up? Well, right after it, I see a 9, right? 5 and above, give it a shove. So that means my answer becomes 68.1 because I bumped it up. And then the thing that I was solving for was liters. It's also whatever unit is on the top right of your fence. That's the unit for your answer. So 68.1 liters, that's how much space 3.04 moles of this gas would take up. Okay, so there is my final answer. Let's try another one like that, okay? So we have volume and we have moles. So again, we're going between this volume and mole island right here. So somewhere in my fence I'll have a 1 and somewhere I'll have a 22.4. I always start with the number from the question going on the top left, okay? The bottom doesn't have anything. Maybe you're not too happy right now and it's actually a sad face, but you don't need to put anything down there, okay? If I have moles up, I'm going to put moles down. I'm looking for the volume. The unit for volume, if you're not sure, it's right here. It says liters, right? Between volume and moles, it says liters. So we put that there, okay? Now you can put the numbers in. Liters always gets, and if you forget, check your conversion factor. Liters always gets a 22.4 written with it. So I put that where I've written liters. I put 1 with the mole. Now I'm ready for my calculator. I'm going to times on the top, and then I'm going to divide down. So here I'm going to do 0.93, and we're going to multiply by the number on the top, 22.4, and divide by the 1 on the bottom. So I get 20.832. There's my calculator answer. Don't be lazy, just write the whole thing out. It's not that hard, okay? Now we need to think about sig figs. This 0.93, okay, that's a Pacific number. That's what I started with. So if I start from the left-hand side, the 0 is not significant. So this only has 2 sig figs, okay? So the second sig fig in my calculator answer is at this 0. So that means that 8 after it means that I'm going to actually bump it up, and so it's going to become 21. The unit that I'm going to put on here is I was looking for volume, okay? The unit that ended up on the top right of my fence is the unit that goes on my answers, so that is liters. So my final answer here is 21 liters, less than the first one. Now let's try the other way. Now let's do liters into moles, okay? So here, we're going to start the same way. Whatever you start with in the question goes on the top left, and it's 30.50 liters, okay? Hopefully you're feeling a little better right now. You don't actually have to put anything on the bottom, okay? The unit you do have to move. Whatever is up goes down. I want to calculate the number of moles, so I put moles on the top, all right? Now I can put my numbers in. Moles always gets a 1 with it. Liters gets a 22.4, and then I'm going to go to my calculator. So I'm going to do the 30.50 times the one that was on the top, divided by 22.4, the number on the bottom. So I get this really long answer. Okay, I don't want to type it. I'm just going to copy it over. No problem. Now we need to think about sig figs. The original number we were given, that is a Pacific number. So I start counting from the left. I see 1, 2, 3. Okay, that has 4 sig figs. Where is the 4th sig fig in the answer I was given? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right here it's this 1. Then I have to decide, do I keep it or round it up? Well, I see a 6 afterwards, so I need to give it a shove. So this becomes 1.362, and then I need a unit. I was looking for moles, and moles is the unit on the top right. So this is 1.362 moles. So this takes just a little bit over a mole if I had this much gas. All right, one more. Now we've got 1.5 liters, so I put that on the top. Whatever is up goes down. I need to calculate how many moles. So I put moles on the top. Then you can put your numbers in. You always put 1 with the mole, and you do 22.4 with liters. Then you'll go to your calculator. 1.5 times the number on the top, which was 1, divided by the number on the bottom, 22.4. So I get this long answer. Just copy it. You don't want to round here and make a mistake. It's easier to think about it over here, okay? So how many sig figs? Well, this original number is Pacific, so I see 1, 2 sig figs. The second sig fig in my answer, though, these zeros are not significant, so nothing, nothing, okay. The second sig fig is really the second 6 right here. But because I have a 9 after it, I have to bump it up. So that means my answer becomes 0.0. Keep them. They're not significant, though. Keep the first 6. The second 6 bumps up to a 7. And then I have to put my answer, or my unit on my answer. I was looking for moles, so I just put moles here. You did it! It's your first jump into the wonderful world of moles. Good job, guys.